today's workout, we're going to be doing primarily an elbow focused class with a little bit of wrist, with a little bit of wrist, and then focusing on some of the muscles that act on the elbow, so forearms and bicep as well. The recommended equipment is going to be a long dowel. You can also use a short stick or dowel, broomstick, anything like that will work, just where we can kind of leverage some force rotationally into the elbows against that stick. I'm also recommending having a kind of light or medium dumbbell and a chair. So we're going to be doing some work this way. This will be our bicep work here over the chair, over the back of a couch, over a counter, something like that. Don't worry if you don't have that handy. I have a modification for that as well. And then I have a band with a low anchor setup. So kind of light band, low anchor. If you don't have an anchor point, I also have a modification for that. So I really want to make it accessible for folks who don't have or who don't like using additional equipment. But that is what I'm going to be recommending for today. I'm going to move this out of the way so we can get started. Let's see. We're going to be starting with our shoulder cars, elbow cars, and then shoulder cars, elbow cars, and wrist cars. For those, I think most of you are familiar, but for those who aren't, we're taking our shoulders through their full rotational range of motion. So for that, we're going to start with externally rotating that shoulder. So we're turning out that whole arm, externally rotating it out and away from the body. We're going to bring it through shoulder adduction, shoulder flexion, extension, and then a little bit of this abduction zone here. So we're going to be combining that into one circular motion, all of those points of the range of motion for the shoulder. So we'll start out, grab full body tension. So we want the shoulder to maximally move without anything else kind of chiming in and helping that. We're isolating the shoulder and making the shoulder do what the shoulder is supposed to do, and that's move through those ranges of motion. So we'll start off nice and tight, externally rotate that shoulder, and we're going to start bringing it into adduction, holding that external rotation the whole time. So I'm twisting out this whole time on the front side, coming across, up through this flexion zone. Once I get to the top of this flexion zone, before I have to start kind of compensating, right, I'll stop here, get to my max shoulder flexion without compensation, and then internally rotate that shoulder. So external is going out. Internally, I'm turning it down and in towards my body as I move through extension, with trying to keep that shoulder as high as I can. I'm not just going to let it drop. We're getting maximum shoulder range, internal rotation, extension, around, and then down. So I'm fully internally rotated. Top of my hand is facing my body, and I'll reverse it, take it back. Once I max that out without compensating, I'll externally rotate that shoulder, come back up, around, and down, and we're going to go again. Externally rotate, move through that flexion zone, max out that flexion. Once you reach the end of that range, internally rotate, extension, coming around and down. And we're just trying to get max shoulder range without anything else helping out. That's two. We'll go one more. Try to get right to that edge of the range of motion. Squeeze just for a little bit more. That. All right, and then we will switch sides. So same thing on the other side. Start with your external rotation, coming across the chest, Holding that external twist the whole time. Come into that shoulder flexion. Once that's maxed out, internal rotation and extension. Try to keep that range as big as you can, but not by compensating. Just seeing what your shoulder by itself can do. That's one. We'll go again. Externally rotate. Up through that flexion zone. Max range. Internally rotate. Try to keep that shoulder high as you can for as long as you can as you're internally rotating and reaching back. Good, and last one. All right, nice job. Next, we'll move into our elbow car. So that's taking our elbows through their full range of motion. And for those not familiar with the elbow cars, we know that our elbows flex and extend, right? And we think that's our full range of motion for the elbows, but our elbows also are responsible for pronating the hand, right? So we're going to pronate and supinate as well. So we'll start off by supinating, so we're turning up, palms up and out the whole time as we come up. Once you hit the top, what I see a lot of times is people will kind of stop short here just because we're used to working in this range. I want you to get that full range, so come all the way to the top. Once you've hit that top, pronate, so we're twisting down and out, all the way down to extension. So we'll do those, and then we'll switch halfway through. So then we'll start going twisting down, pronating on the way up, supinating on the way down. But we're going to start off supinate on the way up. Here we go. Keep your elbows pinned. We don't want them to flare. Now we're just doing elbows. So we were, my connection's looking a little choppy. All right. So supinate, come all the way to the top, keep twisting, hit the top, turn over, twist over, push all the way down into extension. Palms up, twisting out all the way up, over, and down. We'll go one more time. Palms up, twisting up and out, all the way to the top. Squeeze, over, and down. Now we'll reverse it. So we're twisting down on the way up, down and out on the way up, all the way to the top. Squeeze, supinate, come down, again, down, up, over, big twist, and down. Last one. Over and down. And last one we're going to do is our wrist car. So we're just going to take our wrists through full circles, both directions. The one thing that you'll want to be kind of mindful of is not dumping the wrist over. So we're not doing, man, what's up with my internet? Man, my internet's seeming kind of choppy today. So just be mindful not to turn that wrist over. It's not the elbow pronation now. It's moving the wrist. So we want wrist extension, wrist flexion. Let's see, ulnar deviation and radial deviation. So we're going all these directions. So here we go. We're going to come into flexion, into pinky side, extension, hold extension as you go to thumb side, come around, big slow circle, control as much range as you can just from the wrist, not turning over at the elbow. And if your body feels like it's skipping through some zones, that's your body telling you to go slower and really try to get focused control over that area and switch directions. So not only are these cars kind of a warm-up, but they're also an assessment tool to kind of show you which parts of the range of motion your body needs a little bit more work in, a little bit more control of. All right, so we'll shake it out, and we're going to move to, grab our sticks, and we'll move to our pronation and supination with resistance here. So if your stick is long, the lower you grab it, right, the more torque that you're going to have on the joint, so the more resistance that you're going to be working with in the joint. We're going to do 45 seconds, just taking it through the full range of motion, pronation to supination. As we're getting to the bottom, we're not just going to let gravity pull us, we're actually going to work with that. So twist, push down for that additional range. Actually use your elbow, right? Use those tissues, push down. So you come over on this side, try to get a little bit more to that thumbs down this way. All right, so we'll go 45 seconds there. And then at the end of the 45 seconds, you're going to hold pronation here. Block yourself in, and we're going to do 20 seconds isometric here, trying to push the stick back up, but our hand is blocking. So I'm getting all of this twisting sensation, pushing up, 20 seconds. Then I'm going to squeeze down hard, trying to twist further down for 20 seconds. Back to full range of motion, and then we'll come here into supination, 20 seconds pushing down, trying to get the stick back up, and then 20 seconds pushing down, trying to reverse harder that way. All right. Feel free to adjust the lever. The longer you go down, the harder it will be. So if you get tired, you might choke up a little bit on it. But here we go, 45 seconds, everything nice and tight, only rotating at the elbow, and begin. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning, if anybody has any questions, need any modifications, anything like that, go ahead and shout it out. You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat. I'll be listening out or looking out for both. And we'll get anything straightened out or adjusted for you. All right, we're at 5 more seconds to go. That was a quick 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We'll come into pronation. Lock yourself in and push up. So I'm blocking myself here. I'm trying to get back to the 12 o'clock position with the top of my stick. So I'm twisting up. It's an isometric. Nothing's moving, but I'm sending a lot of force through those tissues. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm twisting down, so nothing's changed. My position's the same, but now I'm twisting down. I could give myself a little something to push against. If that helps, I'll set my hand on the bottom, and I'm pushing that stick down against the hand, trying to fatigue it out. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to full range of motion. Adjust your tension as needed. I'm going to go a little bit lower here. Get a little more tension, get a little more work, trying to fatigue a little more. 15 seconds, we got 30 to go. Keep it working. Really try to fatigue those tissues. Good, and last 15. Keep working. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set yourself up in supination here. So I'm twisted all through here. I'm going to block this backside, and I'm again trying to get this stick up to 12 o'clock. So I'm blocked in on the back here. Locked in, ready, and push. 20 seconds. I'm trying to twist against my hand this way to lift that stick up. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and try to twist that stick, top of the stick down to 6 o'clock. Pushing down. I'm resisting on this back side, this bottom side here now. Pushing up against it, trying to get that way. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Catch up the other side. Shake it out if you need to. Get ready on the other side. 45 seconds. Locked in, nice and tight, and begin. Remember, we're not just letting gravity pull us, we're actively trying to twist. Just using that forearm, acting on the elbows, twisting. Good. We've got 15 seconds to go. Good. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. Go into our pronation here. Lock yourself in. Feel that tension spiraling through the forearm and about the elbow, and start pushing up against that other hand. I'm trying to get up into that 12 o'clock position. Push. We've got 10, 9, 8. Fatigue those tissues. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to full range of motion. 45 seconds. Adjust your tension as needed. The goal is just targeting these tissues, working them, and fatiguing them. Got 15 seconds to go. Smooth, controlled. Find that end. Fight for a little bit more. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Supination. Lock it in. Big tension and go. Try to really fatigue it in this 20 seconds. Push against that hand. Push. Feel those forearms working. Feel that elbow working. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Freeze in that same position. Just switch directions. Tip of the stick. Try to rotate it down to 6 o'clock. Give yourself a resistance on the top side of that handle if you want. Squeeze. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. I'll set my stick aside. I'm going to get my chair over here. My dumbbell, and what we're gonna be doing. So we just did a primary focus on kind of the lower muscles acting on the elbow. Now we're gonna prime. You still felt some of the bicep holding that there and working. Now it's gonna be the opposite. Primary focus on the upper arm, the lower part of the upper arm, especially right around here, and then the lower arm will just get a little pump just from holding the weight, just like we did on the other side. So what we're going to do, we're going to be working in this bottom third of your range, right? So say this is our full range, right? This is the top third. This is kind of the middle third. We're going to be working in this bottom third. Continuous tension. And we're not just doing a regular kind of 1/3 bicep curl. What we're going to be doing is stressing all the different lines of tissue on that. So you can play with your shoulder angle, right? I'm over the chair. You can go internally rotate, externally rotate that shoulder as you're working. And then you're also going to play with different degrees of supination and pronation. So just hitting all the different lines of tissue, all the different ways that force affects your elbow while you're working it, from different shoulder angles, different elbow angles, etc. We're going to go 75 seconds of tension there. And notice my arm is kind of in this flexion position. So we're going to go straight from flexion to the same thing. So have your band handy, and then we're going to have same exact thing with the shoulder in extension. So when our shoulder, every different kind of position that our body is in, it stresses the tissue in a little different way. So same thing, playing with supination, pronation, shoulder angle internally rotated, shoulder externally rotated, but mostly in extension. Real quick, let me grab a spare band here. If you have a band but don't have an anchor, I'm just dropping this down to the ground, stepping on it. You can't see my camera setup. I'm just stepping on it, and now I'm here. So I'm still in extension. I can choke up on the band, but I can work here. It's not 100% perfect, but it's a way I can self-anchor. Yep, so if you do have an anchor, why is my camera's a little out of focus. If you do have an anchor, like a dumbbell or the bottom of a chair, say this is your table leg here, you can wrap around here and loop through like that. So you can either go through your table leg. I have a dumbbell anchor there. You can also same loop through here on a dumbbell on the ground. And then again, if not, just drop it down, step on it, take a step forward, and now I'm working back there. All right, so a couple of different setups that you can have. Looks like we are all set. 75 seconds, arm in flexion, different angles. 75 seconds, arm in extension, different angles. Ready? And begin. And the goal is not necessarily to survive the 75 seconds, right? If we can fatigue out in that 60 to 75 seconds, that would be great. If you're getting tired like right now and you're done, maybe the weight's a little bit too heavy. But all the different ways, just explore, pronate, supinate, internal rotation. If you find one particular line that you really like or feel that you need to train, you can spend a little more time in there. Good. Don't just go where you feel strong. Get some training in different zones. We've got last 15 seconds. Good. Should be fatiguing out. I'm about there. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Get your extension set up. And if you have a loop band, you can also just wrap it around your wrist without kind of burning out the grip. I know the grip's getting tired. If you don't, again, you can step on that band, come here, anchor it this way. Ready? Arm in extension, and begin. Same, we're playing with that pronation, playing with supination, neutral grip, internal rotation, all the different ways that you can kind of challenge that tissue that acts on the elbow in all the different ranges. Good, and if you're finding fatigue, that's good. We're not forcing reps, just kind of keep tension in the tissues. Even if you're getting a small range, really working towards that fatigue. Seeing if you can find anywhere that's fresh as you're working. Try to fatigue those. We've got last 15 seconds. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time will catch up the other side. Just gonna switch my chair around here. Other arm, here we go. 75 seconds, continuous tension, arm kind of in this flexion position, bottom third of range. Here we go. Ready and begin. Good, and remember, it's not just a bicep workout. We're thinking tissues acting on the elbow. So whatever we can kind of do to mentally bias and emphasize working on the elbow tissues. Good. Take my weight down a little bit. Maybe you found an angle that you kind of haven't trained in before. New way to hit those tissues. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab our extension. Band, extension, and begin. All the different angles with the shoulder and extension now. And again, the goal isn't always to, you can step back to reduce some band tension, but we're not just, again, trying to survive this set, right? We're trying to really fatigue those tissues, fatiguing them to where they kind of, they're really tired. That's when the brain sends the signal to make adaptations, make them stronger, make them more robust. So we're really trying to work to fatigue those tissues. Don't keep making it easier. Just keep working tension through that set. Last 10 seconds. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Arms probably have a nice pump as well. Next, we're going to move through. We're going to come back to the elbow cars before we move to the wrist. So for our elbow cars, I'm going to add a light dumbbell tension. And what I'm using today, you probably don't have it handy, but I have these big grips, which also help to kind of work on the forearms grip. puts more emphasis through here rather than just on the bicep. But you can grab your regular dumbbells, use those. Again, if you're not working with dumbbells, you can use, I have these balls ready, tension objects, something to squeeze onto really tight as you're working through these. So we want really high tension, getting as much work through those tissues now as we can, right? We're not just gonna go through the motion. We're gonna do just 3 each way, right? 3 palm up to down, and then 3 palm down to up. But getting high tension, high work through these reps. Twisting out on the way up, slow, squeeze for more range, as much range through that elbow twist as you can, over, down, not just letting gravity work, but I'm twisting with those weights. Up, big squeeze, big twist, over, and down, one more time. Squeeze, control. Now we're reversing it, turning down on the way up. Squeeze up. Twist out on the way down. Again, twisting down on the way up. Over. Down, last one. Turning down on the way up. Turning up on the way down. All right. That is our elbows. We'll move to wrists now. For our wrist, I'm going to angle down just a little bit here. Back to my chair. And what we want is to find a position for your wrist where you can feel the stretch on the underside. So whether your fingers are pointing back towards you, whether they're pointing out to the side, whether they're pointing forward, whether they're pointing in, find the best stretch on the underside. I don't want any pinching on the top side. So if you're getting the feeling in here, change your angle or back off of your wrist extension. So back off. Nothing in the top side. You only want to feel it on this underside. So find a good position for yourself. Whatever it may be, feel, connect to that stretching tissue, and then get as much range as you can without feeling it in the top side. Get as much stretch as you can, and then start pushing those fingers down like you're pushing on a gas pedal. Pushing down. Force going through the forearm, maybe even up to the elbow. Drive down. We're going to go 30 seconds of pushing down. Hard push. Halfway there, that's 15 seconds. Keep pushing. Pushing through that stretched tissue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. At the end of the countdown, stay in that same position, and you're going to try to lift your fingers up off of the bench. They won't come off. And squeeze. So you're in the exact same position, but now you're just reversing. You're not pushing down like a gas pedal. You're trying to lift up. But since you're in the end range of that stretch, you're just squeezing. Nothing moves, but you're feeling all of this other side stuff. Squeeze. Halfway there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. We're going to move into an eccentric, which is just moving our tissue into a lengthened position under load. So I'm going to start off with a big angle here. I'm gas pedaling down the whole time. I'm pushing down, and I'm moving into my stretch position. Once I get to max stretch, I'm going to kind of lift up, come back down, and ease off of it. Same thing if I'm going backwards, right? The angle is just different. So I'm angled now this way. I'm pushing down, moving into that stretch. Once I hit my end range, I'll try to lift off a little bit, pushing with my fingers, coming off, back down, palm down. We're going to spend about 5 seconds getting to the end, and then we'll just reset back. 5 seconds, get to that end, and come back. And we just have 3 of those. So we'll start off, big angle. I'm pushing down, gas pedaling those fingers. 5, 4, I'm shifting forward. 3, 2, 1 on my end range. I'm going to push up through my fingers. My palm heel's coming off. Drop palm heel down and reset. Gas pedal those fingers down. Start shifting forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in end range. Pushing up with the fingers. You'll really feel that. Palm heel back down and reset. Last one. Gas pedal those fingers down. Keep pushing down as you're shifting forward. Force going through, transferring through all those stretched tissues. End range. Lift up. Palm heel down and come down. Other hand. I'll just show the reverse side demo. You can do this the same, whatever position works for you. I'm just going to show it the opposite way now. So I'm here, big angle. I'm pushing the fingers down, and I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Max stretch. I'm going to lift up, palm heel back down, and reset. And here we go. I'm pushing down. I'm driving down with the wrist. Keeping that force as I'm shifting back. 3, 2, 1. I'm in end range. I'm lifting up, off, palm heel off, back down, reset. Last one, pushing down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off, down, and come off of it. We'll move. We'll get a couple wrist cars. Focus on extension, what we just worked, right? So you're squeezing all of that top side stuff that we're squeezing when we're pulling up. Wrist extension. Ready and begin. Get to that wrist extension. Hold extension as you go. Thumb side. Come around to flexion. To pinky side. Around. We'll go one more time. Thumb side, up to flexion and reverse it. Flexion, thumb side, hold thumb side into extension. Hold extension as you come to pinky side, around. One more time, flexion to thumb side to extension, extension, around, and neutral. We're gonna go top side, wrist, now wrist flexion. Find a stretched position for yourself here. Wherever that stretch is now on the top side. And if you did have a pinch on the top side, you might want to search for that position for your wrist where you found a stretch where it was pinching. Find that stretch and push down. I'm pushing using this top side stuff. Pushing. And we're just going to do 20 seconds. So we have 10, 9, 8. At the end of the countdown, you're squeezing up and in. 5, 4, 3. I'm staying in this exact same position, and now I'm lifting, trying to squeeze my palm up to my forearms. Not the fingers, we're not curling fingers, but just try to get that palm, and you'll really feel that forearm go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll switch arms. Find the stretch on that top side, whether your fingers are faced back, whether they're faced in, forward, whatever works best for you, whatever is best for you. Find that stretch and push. I'm pushing top of my hand against that bench. Sending force all through those stretching tissues. Push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep it right in those stretching tissues. Only use forearms. 3, 2, 1. Stay in the exact same position and reverse. Palms trying to lift. Palm is trying to lift. Palm's trying to lift up towards the body. Squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. We'll finish with 2 full wrist cars, focusing mostly on flexion since we just did extension. Flexion focused this time. Here we go. Big flexion. Hold flexion into pinky side. Extension. Extension to thumb side. Thumb side to flexion again. Big flexion. Work all of that stuff you just worked. Flexion to pinky side. Pinky side to extension. Extension to thumb side. Neutral and reverse. Flexion to thumb side. Thumb side to extension. Extension to pinky side. Pinky side flexion. Flexion to thumb side. Thumb side to extension. Extension to pinky side. Around. In. And good job. Give yourself a hand. Great job, everybody.